Garry Delaney, in the blue and claret of his beloved West Ham, is aiming to become the first Briton to win the Commonwealth light heavyweight title for 20 years. John Conte, the last man to hold it. His opponent, some 36 years old, 12 years the senior of Garry Delaney, is from Zambia, the reigning Zambian light heavyweight and indeed cruiserweight champion, vsArigoma Chiponda. Had just 10 contests. He's won all of them, 7 of them inside the distance, but he hasn't anything like the experience that Garry Delaney has had. Delaney, the southern area and the reigning WBO Pentacontinental champion, and takes his nickname from his favorite football team. He's Garry the Hammer Delaney. And in 18 professional contests, he's had 17 wins, 1 draw, and 11 of those contests have finished inside the distance. So it's Delaney in the sky blue and claret against the man in gold from Zimbabwe, vsArigoma Chiponda. Chiponda, this is his first contest outside his native country. So not only have we not seen too much of him, we don't really know a great deal about him other than his record. He boxed in the 1984 Olympics and lost to an Irishman, Tommy Core, in the very first series. And he's giving away a fair old bit in height and reach. And Delaney is a very, very strong puncher. Delaney's WBO Pentacontinental title not at stake here. So both men, we haven't got a challenger or a champion. They're both challengers for this Commonwealth title, which is vacant. There's a good short left from Delaney on the right to follow, and the older man is wobbling straight away. And you do have the feeling that Garry Delaney is aiming to add this title to the 2 he already holds in the shortest possible time. He really is a devastating puncher with both hands. He can shorten that left and bring it inside, and he finds the target. He's being perhaps a little unnecessarily wary, and Chiponda swinging rather ponderously. 36 years old, remember this man. John King from Northampton, the referee. Delaney swinging wildly and missing. And there doesn't look to be a great deal to worry about in terms of Chiponda's punching at this stage, although he stopped 7 of his 10 opponents in his 10 successive victories. Oh, what a good right hand, and Chiponda's wobbling already, and Delaney may not have the time to finish this. What a sensational end to the first round. Delaney hasn't thrown too much, but he's landed twice, and Chiponda has taken that second one well, and the bell, I think, is going to come to the rescue of the Zimbabwean, and Delaney leisurely strolls back to his corner, and he must be simply oozing confidence. What a second right hand that really was. So the first round, a fair indicator of the punching power of Garry Delaney. A slight delay at the start of the second, while the gum shield of Chiponda is wiped and put in. And having taken a left and then a right, the man from Zimbabwe won't be desperately keen to come out and face Garry Delaney. Delaney only 1 blemish, if you can call it that, in his record, and that a draw. Simon Harris in February of 1992 held him to a draw, but he defeated Simon Harris in a defense of his WBO Pentacontinental title, stopping him in April of this year in 6 rounds. And it's a very leisurely and measured Garry Delaney. He's not trying to rush into anything. He knows that he carries enough in both hands to finish the job. As the right was let go again. The accuracy not quite there. Open part of the glove that time from Delaney, not a clean shot. Chiponda much smaller. Oh, well, it was never destined to go very far, was it? And with just over a minute gone in the second, Garry Delaney, I don't think, will need to come off that corner post, and somebody will have to get in, I hope, and help Arigoma Chiponda, because the hammer struck again, and with a vengeance. Well, he threatened it all the way through the first. The left came in, the right came in, and they really love that sort of a finish here in Bethnal Green. What a shot with the right hand. John King, no hesitation.
Champion of the Commonwealth, Garry Delaney.
So Garry Delaney follows in the footsteps of Freddie Mills, Randy Turpin, Chris Finnegan and John Conti, and becomes the light heavyweight champion of the Commonwealth. And it was the hammer that did it.
Arigoma Chiponda.
There was a boxing conference or something, a European thing, and Ingemar Johansson was quoted to say one of the best modern fighters I've seen to date was Garry Delaney. I mean, he chucks a good left hook. He said, but if he could chuck a right hand like I used to, he said, then it'd be a sensation. So, I mean, Ingemar Johansson, if you watch him, you know, there it is.
Sure he is. Ingemar never misses an edition of Grandstand. But Garry Delaney, the new Commonwealth light heavyweight champion, and he's got a talented younger brother, Mark Delaney, who was on the